Welcome to the Legacy Project podcast, where we believe that every life holds a story worth telling, and every story has the power to inspire. I'm your host, Don Fessenden, joined by my ever-curious and ever-reflective co-host, Harper.
Hey everyone. Today's episode is close to the heart because we're talking about how to craft a story that doesn't just sit on the page, but one that moves people. A story that motivates. A story that makes someone want to do something, be something, or believe something a little more deeply.
Exactly. We've all heard those stories, the ones that light a fire inside us, that remind us what's possible. Today we'll explore how your story, yes, your real-life story, can become that for someone else. One of the biggest misconceptions about motivational storytelling is that it needs to be dramatic, something heroic or miraculous. But motivation doesn't come from perfection. It comes from honesty. Your story doesn't have to be tied up in a bow to make an impact. Sometimes, what motivates people most is seeing someone who struggled, fell down, got back up, and kept going. That's the kind of courage that feels relatable. And relatability breeds inspiration.
That makes me think of a story I heard where a woman wrote about overcoming the fear of learning to swim in her 60s. No tragedy, no spotlight, just a quiet act of bravery. And I'll be honest, it made me want to face something I've been putting off.
That's the ripple effect. Motivation starts small, but it spreads. And when you write about your fears, setbacks, and small victories, you give someone else permission to keep going. In nearly every motivational story, there's a turning point, a moment when something shifted. It could be a decision, a realization, or even a conversation that changed the trajectory of your path. These moments are the heartbeat of your narrative. As you write your story, look back on the moment when things began to move. Maybe you found your voice. Maybe you chose to walk away from something that wasn't right for you. Maybe you simply kept going when you could have quit.
I think the turning point is often quiet. People assume it's dramatic, like a movie montage, but sometimes it's just that one thought that gets you out of bed, that one phone call, that one "I can do this" moment.
Exactly. And when you write it down with clarity and vulnerability, it gives your readers or listeners something to hold on to. It tells them, if I could change in this moment, you can too. Another key element to writing a motivational story is staying focused on the message, not the magnitude of your success. What matters isn't how big your win was. It's what your story teaches. Ask yourself, what do I want someone to take away from this? What feeling or truth do I want to leave behind?
I love that. It's not about impressing people. It's about connecting with them. The most motivating stories I've read didn't end with, "Look what I did." They ended with, "You can do this too."
And that's the difference between storytelling for attention and storytelling for impact. When your intention is to encourage others, not just to celebrate yourself, your story lands deeper, and it lingers longer. When you sit down to write a story that motivates others, let empathy guide your tone. Write as if you're speaking to someone who's going through what you went through, someone who needs the very encouragement you once needed. Let your words be a conversation, not a spotlight.
That's powerful. It's like you're reaching through time saying, "Here's what helped me. Maybe it'll help you too." That's what makes legacy writing so meaningful. It's not just about memory, it's about mentorship.
Beautifully said. Storytelling is mentorship in ink. It's leaving behind a blueprint of hope. Finally, if you want your story to truly motivate, end it with an invitation. Ask your readers or your audience to reflect, to try, to move forward. A motivational story should be a spark, not just a snapshot. Don't just say, "Here's what I did." Say, "What will you do now?"
I think that's what makes a story stick. It calls something out of us, even just one small step in a new direction.
Exactly, because when someone finishes reading or hearing your story, they're standing at the edge of their own. Give them something to step into. As we wrap up today, I want you to remember this. Your story doesn't have to be extraordinary to be motivational. It just has to be real, honest, reflective, and willing to offer hope. There's someone out there right now who needs to know that what they're going through doesn't define them, that small changes matter, that their next step is still theirs to take, and your story might be the very thing that gives them that hope.
This episode gave me hope, Dawn. I think I'm going to go home and write about a moment I got back up when things were hard, even if I didn't realize it was brave at the time.
That's the spirit. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us today. If you need help writing your story or want more guidance, pick up a copy of my book, The Legacy Project, a guide to sharing your story. It's filled with exercises, insights, and prompts to help you find your message and your voice. This is the Legacy Project podcast. Keep writing, keep reflecting, and as always, keep leaving your mark.